her. I mean, he's just a poltergeist. He like causes trouble, like gets into things. He's ridiculous. So Professor McGonagall, actually tells him how to terrorize Professor Umbridge even more after she comes back. Because what happens is Dumbledore goes and rescues Professor Umbridge from Frenzies and the rest of the Centaurs. Um, now, so what happens is that I think Professor Umbridge ends up starting to leave, and Peeves basically chases her off. He chases her by he's hitting her with a stick in one hand and a sock full of chalk in the other, because I think she started getting into trouble with the way that she like basically threw the kids like at the centaurs and was like hiding behind them. So yeah, Peeps chased her off, and actually that was something that he promised Fred and George that he would do, was like chase her off the property. And then from there on out, I think you saw her for like Dumbledore's funeral, but you never saw her again.
So you did see her with the Horcrux around her neck. She was the one with the whatever that necklace was, the little whispering necklace thing. You did see her with that. But then other than that, like AD asked if like she was there when Voldemort rolled up. Like I don't think she was. The last time that you really did see her was when you see the Horcrux around her neck, and then they steal it off of her so that they can like get rid of it. Now Rob said that she's the Nino Brown of the Wizarding World. Now I don't know who Nino Brown is. Do you know who that is? No. You do. So no, you don't. Okay, Rob, I'm gonna need you to explain who Nino Brown is, because even McCoy said "fam" at that. So
I need to be educated.
I need the information of who this is. McCoy did say that he thinks that she did roll up with Voldemort in them, but after they lost, she was taken for Azkaban for life. Okay, what is New Jack City? Is that
I believe that's a movie. It's a movie.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. They said
Wesley Snipes is in it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, EJ. Thanks for helping out with that, because I straight up I didn't know where that was going. Sit your 5 all.
Oh my God, Willie's like January 6th.
Sorry, go ahead.
She was the one crashing the Capitol. I did see her there. She was in pink. I saw that, Willie. You're right.
Y'all.
Sir.
Stop it. Sir.
See, Willie's brain's like me. They go to a dark place.
Why you know what? Okay. Okay.
Go dark. So, yeah.
So Nino Brown was the lead bad guy in the new Jack City movie. Okay. There's a scene where he grabbed a girl and then hid behind people while they were shooting at him. Oh, what a bitch. So yes, back to Harry Potter. Yes, McCoy, thank you for getting us back on track here.
That's terrible.
That is yikes. That's super yikes.
Focus.
Okay, so to go back into Harry Potter, I'm going to go into my next baddie. I decided to talk about Barty Crouch Jr.
Yeah.
Now, Barty Crouch Jr., now he was in the one where that was number 4, and it was the Goblet of Fire. That you really see him. That's really the only one that you see him. Now you only see him for like a couple of seconds. But I thought that like his undermeaning of like who he really was really pertinent, and I liked him as a villain, so I decided to cover him because I thought he was out of the blue, out of like something that nobody really talks about.
Wouldn't he didn't you see a little bit more of him during I don't know if it was Goblet of Fire, but I think it was when Harry went back into the Pensieve, and then you can actually see, like, during one of the trials
Yeah, yeah.
that
I
his
think that was
dad
in
yeah,
the Goblet of Fire.
you saw him a little bit more, but yeah, I know what you mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So you saw him at the beginning scene
yeah,
because he was there with the Wizarding Cup thing, where they had like the Ireland team fighting against whatever the Victor Strom team, Russia, whatever they were representing. Um,
Grimstag.
yep, that one. And during that scene where like everything burns down, and then you see like the signal in the sky with the Death Eater, like snake skull looking thing that everybody has like on
Yeah.
their arm tattooed. So anyway, that's where you really see him for the first time, and then you do see him a little bit more throughout the movie. Um, but for the majority of this movie, he is using Polyjuice Potion, and we will get to that in a second. So he was
Are you gonna
born.
do his Twitch?
Am I what? Am I doing?
Do his Twitch.
No.
No, do you remember his Twitch where he's like
Yeah, yeah.
he's always like this. He's always like,
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that I can't
"Do
do
it.
that with.
Do it."
That's all I got. I just have like a little like tongue action going on over here. That's AD says, "Oh, that guy tracking." Yeah, so he's kind of like off the beaten track, and people don't really talk about him, but I think that he should be talked about, just because he is batty. Uh, not the little tongue action. Yes, the little tongue action that he's got going on.
He's got
So
Tourette's.
we're gonna talk about that in a second. So he was born in 1962, and then he died in
Ooh.
1996. So he was the son of Bartimus Crouch Sr., who was like with Dumbledore during the Goblet of Fire, for like the games or whatever. He attended Hogwarts in 1973 to 1980. His house is unknown. Pretty much like no one really knows what his house is. But if you're one of the people that just think all of the baddies go to Slytherin, then he's a Slytherin. So his father actually imprisons him in Azkaban due to his alliance with the Death Eaters. So he first escapes Azkaban because his mom was like completely disheveled, because this is like their one son. They don't have any other kids. So his mom was like, "Not my son," and then decides to drink Polyjuice Potion and takes his place in Azkaban. And that's how he escapes Azkaban.
That's right. I
So,
forgot they don't have that in the movie. That's
no, they don't.
right.
That's only in the books. Um,
Mhm.
So, during this time, he actually uses Polyjuice Potion himself to disguise him as Mad-Eye Moody. He is the one that is solely responsible for putting Harry, his name in the Goblet of Fire, which is how we see that
Uh-huh.
scene of it like lighting on fire, and like the piece of paper comes out after like all three names have been like named, and then Dumbledore's like, "Harry Potter, how did you get your name in here? What did you do?" AD said, "Yo, that's wild.
Mhm.
The potion is OP if used correctly." This is true. This is wildly true. Which we
Yeah.
see with the seven Harrys later on. Uh,
Which if you wanna point out, that polyjuice, I think you mentioned in a previous podcast, that actually takes a long time to brew.
mhm.
And the polyjuice that he's using, Snape makes that.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
only way
I think that's why it works so well.
to get this Polyjuice potion is from all of the things that are in Snape's cupboard. He
Right.
actually ends up like going into Snape's cupboard because he says that like it's an Aurora's privilege or something like that. And that's how he gets all of these ingredients to make the Polyjuice potion. So Snape's already like, this dude mad sus. And is like keeping an eye on him. He's mad sus.
Yeah.
Um, and then so he actually assisted Harry through the cup to get him to the end which is really why he put Harry's name in the cup. And we'll talk about that in a second. So
Gotcha.
he's the one that actually told the guy that Robert Pattinson played. What is that kid's name? Cedric Diggory. Thank you, honey. All right,
I
Cedric
heard that.
Diggory.
He's like, I was like, Cullen? No, that's not it.
No, that's Twilight.
Different.
So Cedric Diggory was the one that actually ends up telling Harry how to like listen to. Yes, thank you, Pablo, for letting me know it is Cedric. So he's the one that actually ends up telling Harry how to listen to like the egg, and you have to listen to it underwater in Moaning Myrtle's like weird bathtub scene.
Bubble bath.
Yeah, the bubble bath. So yes, he is Hufflepuff. Cedric is House Hufflepuff, but he dies. So does he really matter? But anyway, JK, I'm just
How
kidding.
could you? How could you?
And you just threw so many spears at me with your eyeballs.
How could you? Oh my god. Okay,
Oh,
go ahead.
McCoy,
Sorry.
are you Slytherin? You let me know because I don't remember about that poll if you actually were Slytherin or not. So
It's
anyway,
the. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. I was going to continue. But go.
There's actually a lot of people in the group that are Slytherin, and I think what gets people is being ambitious.
Gang, gang. AD actually is Slytherin as well.
Having motivation and stuff for your goals apparently is a Slytherin quality, but
You say gangrene, like
gangrene.
like this. Ew. But also, I don't know if you see, but like I have like lights on in the back, and I have green going because we're doing villains. So we thought that was like pretty cool. We put like the little lights on in the back.
Because if you're green, you are a Disney villain. This is true.
You are looking
This
for
is
your
the way.
glorious purpose, if you will.
My
Anyway.
glorious purpose.
Yes. So he's the one that actually assisted Harry in getting towards like the towards the end. He actually ends up getting to the cup with Cedric, and thank you, Willie. He ends up like grabbing the cup with Cedric, and it's actually a time like portal thing. Like it transfers them to go to the graveyard scene, right? And this is where they ended up actually killing Cedric. And they needed Harry to be there to bring back Voldemort because they needed his blood. So that's the whole reason why Bartimus Crouch, Barty Jr., put his name into the cup, was to get him to the end, to get him to that portal so they can get his blood and resurrect Voldemort. And then you see him, Harry, eventually grab the cup again with Cedric and transport him back. And then that's when you see my boy.
So I have a question.
Mm.
Who actually casted that spell? Whose name? I'm looking for a name.
Cast what
He
spell?
says
What specific?
the one
What do
to
you? Oh,
resurrect Voldemort. So he says the blood of the servant. He puts his blood over there, and then he says the blood of the enemy.
isn't it fucking the rat dude?
Who knows? Who knows? Harry
Yeah,
Potter,
throw it in
test
the
your
comments.
knowledge. Throw it in the comments. Anyways.
Yeah. Why do they need his blood though? Is it because Harry is a Horcrux? He also said Peter Pettigrew.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Peter
Yeah, the
Pettigrew.
rat dude.
Yep.
The dude that literally looks
Very
like
good.
that is also
Does.
in Sweeney Todd. along with Snape. But
Is
anyway,
he?
we digress.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. What's
he,
some Sweeney Todd?
yeah.
I have,
So
I have not. I need to partake.
never seen Sweeney Todd?
Girl, no.
Do you like
I'll fix
musicals?
it. They're okay. I grew up
Okay,
on
well
Disney, so
maybe.
I'm not a
Okay, well give it a shot. The
uh,
rat dude. Yeah, that's me. That's
the
how my brain
rat
works.
dude.
Yes, EJ, you already know how my brain works. The rat dude. Um, but yes, so Sweeney Todd not only has Helena Bowman Carter, but it also has Peter Pettigrew and Severus Snape all in it, all three of them. So if you ever want to see Alan Rickman sing, that's how you're going to see it. He
Rest his
sings.
soul. Beautiful
Yes,
man.
what a beautiful human. Anyway, before I start like getting sad,
Sorry.
so how he actually dies is that he receives a Dementor's kiss, which actually like you don't know what the Dementor's kiss is. It's actually when the Dementor comes over and like sucks your soul out of your
Lots of
body.
tongue. There's lots of tongue action.
Wow.
Oh God! Oh, too much. Too much.
So a few skills that he actually has is he's proficient in dueling defense against the dark arts, which is why he is the defense against the dark arts, and he does it so well as the Mad-Eye Moody is because he's actually very proficient in that area.
Cool.
And he's also good at potions. But because of, if you guys haven't seen the last episode of Harry Potter Heroes, like the reason why Snape was never the defense against the dark arts position was because there was a curse on it that whoever took the position wouldn't last more than a year. So we kind of already knew that like he wasn't going to last long. But anyway, he is played by David Tennant. And I love David Tennant so much.
David Tennant!
I love him so much. The first time I ever saw David Tennant was actually Doctor Who. He's actually like the Doctor apparently right now. Like they switched back to him being the Doctor. So I've been like seeing photos of that. So I might have to get back into Doctor Who. No, stop it, Siri. Sorry, Siri decided
My
she wanted to
choices.
listen. Who was
So
old
Willie
buddy?
asks, "Who is old buddy?"
Like he was good at defense against. Oh, Gilderoy Lockhart. That dude.
Girl. Yes. He was in the Chamber
Number
of
2.
Secrets.
Yeah.
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 All the girls were like fawning over him, and he was such a fraud.
Because all of
Yeah,
his
remember that.
movies or all of his
Wow.
books
Good
were
one,
about
Willie.
fraud. Like, that man was the Donald Trump of wizards, sir.
He's so full
Sir.
of
Sir. Anyway, I have one great fun fact.
Oh my god. Sorry.
I have one just fantastic fun fact about David Tennant and his portrayal as Bartimus Crouch. AD is in savage mode. Yes, McCoy. This is factual.
Yeah.
Actual factual. So there's actually 2. So David Tennant wasn't really like a part of the cast. So whenever he came to the set, he actually never felt like he belonged there. He just kind of felt like an outsider, which was like sad. But he didn't have like a huge role in the movie. So like he really wanted to be a part of it, and he got to be a part of it. So that was super dope. So that tongue action that we were doing earlier, the little little tongue action, that was actually improvised by David Tennant. Like that was nowhere in the books. That was 100% him on his own. Oh my god, Siri. All right, I'm taking off my watch.
Rude.
So like Siri, Just go away. So anyway, David Tennant, the amazing human being that he is great at improv, decided that that's what he was going to do. I started actually watching Good Omens that he's actually in too, and that's pretty good as well. But anyway,
Oh,
that's Barty Crouch Jr.
don't get me started about Good Omens. Don't get me started about Good Omens, please. I love that show. I haven't watched the second
Okay.
season, but first season, awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. So the Dementors kiss.
Yes.
So when you see them starting to like suck the soul out of people, like you remember when you first get introduced to the Dementors and Harry and them are on the bus
Yeah.
and they start like, yeah, and then Remus comes in and like saves them. Is that part
It's a train.
of it? Like, do they slowly like start sucking it out? That sounds so bad. Please don't take this in a weird way. But so never mind. It's going weird.
Jen?
I did that was unintentional, okay? That's how it's
I have no idea what the rest of this question is, and I can't take it seriously anymore.
moving on. Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
just
Yep.
remember, if a Dementor starts trying to suck your soul, eat some chocolate because chocolate has a happy hormone in it and stuff. Sorry, that went to a weird place. But you remember he gave Harry chocolate and he said chocolate helps. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
It's
do
the same
remember that
thing.
now.
That's why like a lot of people eat chocolate and it actually it's oxytocin something and it helps. Anyways, sorry that went to a weird place. Anyways, that was supposed to be more educational, but you saw that how it was kind of like drawing
Yeah,
part of their like
yeah,
life
you can
force
literally see
out.
like the little ball of the orb, the ball of light.
So you see that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you remember when Harry is at the lakeside and it
yeah,
actually started drawing it out of him? Wasn't it
right.
Harry
Yeah,
that he
no,
was
this was
doing
in
that too?
the Prisoner of Azkaban. It was either him or Sirius Black that it was happening to. It
Right.
might have been Sirius Black because he saw what he thought was to be his father do the Expecto Patronus,
Oh,
being that
yeah, you're
sad.
right. Right.
Um,
Mhm.
and that's why he thought it was his dad, is because he was actually able to see that, but it actually was his Patronus charm, if you will. So yeah.
So it's kind of weirdly reminiscent of Ariel when she starts getting her voice taken.
True.
That's what it kind of reminded me of
Okay,
a little
I
bit
can
when I
see that.
watched it.
Yeah.
Like when she
So are you
starts
saying
like
Ursula is
pulling
a
her voice out.
Dementor?
She's an octopi dementor. Sh- She's
Octi
a dementor.
Mentor. She's an
She's a
Octi Mentor.
dementor 8. She's an octi mentor. I liked it. So it's totally like that. It's weird.
Maybe saying that he likes that.
All right. So on to my next baddie. I don't know if anybody liked this guy as a Dementor puss.
Oh, what? Oh no. Oh no. But yes,
I
McCoy, it
can't.
is a universe, multiverse alert, possibly. Since we decided that we like to do those a lot,
Right?
apparently, when we talked about Monster versus Aliens,
Right?
and the Blob with the X-Men villains, if you guys remember
Right?
that. But yeah,
So it has some semblance there. People could probably think of other movies where it kind of ties in, but that's kind of what
I can't think
where
of
my
another
brain
movie
went
where
when
you have like that
they were
orb.
like pulling his soul.
Yeah. No, I mean that's awesome. Like I totally didn't even think to like connect those two, but now that you say it, I'm like, yeah, I can 100% see it.
Yeah. Like that's when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's kind of like Ariel. But yeah. At any rate. All right. So my next baddie, I don't know if anybody really like enjoyed his screen time as much as I did, but Lucius Malfoy. So this
Ooh.
is Draco Malfoy's dad, who had the amazing platinum blonde hair. In case you didn't know who I was talking about, flawless blonde hair. Just saying. Wonder if he uses blue shampoo to keep that nice and keep that
Is that
yellow
what?
out of there.
Is it blue or is it copper? No,
He used
copper's for
blue.
red. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
Oh no, it's purple because blue is for brunettes. So I correct myself. So he uses purple shampoo.
Okay.
So just
I used to have like streaks of blonde, so I remember using one of them. So
like some sort. Yeah, he definitely looks like Sephiroth, like with way shorter hair. But yeah, he definitely throws some like Sephiroth vibes. So I kind of wonder where some of J.K. Rowling's like inspiration comes from some of her characters because they kind of like remind me of things.
we'll get into that later.
That icy blonde hair. Oh, okay. Sorry. Different episode. Apologies. So this is played by Jason Isaacs. Sure, he's a familiar face. So I didn't know this, but the Malfoys were part of the Sacred 28. What's that, you ask?
I was
Oh,
just about to ask,
well,
what is that?
go ahead. Ask.
Ken,
Ask
what
me.
is the Sacred 28?
Oh, Tay, I'm so glad you asked. Well, they are the most prominent pureblood wizarding families in Britain. Um, and the Malfoys, in particular, joined the Death Eaters because they shared the Malfoys' family view of of the superiority of pureblood wizards.
Which
And
is weird because we just talked about how Umbridge wanted like nothing to do with like half bloods, and half bloods went to the Death Eaters. So they had mixed
she,
blood.
I don't think she actually had a mark. Somebody check me, but I don't think Umbridge actually had a mark.
Or like the
I
Death
think
Eater?
she
No,
was just
She didn't
yeah.
have one.
So Lucius Malfoy did. And the reason why he ended up aligning himself with Voldemort is basically what I said is that he liked his views on the pure-blooded wizards.
Mm.
And he actually ended up becoming Voldemort's second in command during the first Wizarding War. Now, this is a war that um, Dumbledore and like Harry's parents, Longbottom's parents, that this is the first Wizarding War that they all fought. So he
Okay.
was his or second in command, basically.
Mm.
Now he kind of lost his edge, and our dearest Bellatrix Lestrange took his role in the second Wizarding
Whoa,
War.
no
So
way.
that's the one. Yeah. Say what? So she took that over because he just kind of lost his edge.
Mm.
Um, he had these talents of like coercion and torture and murder, and that's how he kind of caught the eye of Voldemort to begin with.
What do you
And
mean
that's
by
how he
talents? Like his fingers or
just being
in
coercive.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. Just being coercive, like just being very manipulative. And of course his family had a lot of money. Where are the eyeballs for, Willie? I see you over there.
Those
Um
eyeballs were for when we talked about how we were going to talk about other things later.
oh, we'll talk about it later. It's a secret.
Don't
Don't worry, it's fine.
worry.
You know. Um so as far as his like him being manipulative, it actually got him out of being imprisoned in Azkaban. So he lied and said that he was under the Imperious Curse. Now, if you're not familiar with the Imperious Curse, that's the one where you're being controlled. Um, you saw that in the Goblet of Fire when you see some of the other contestants. Their eyes are like kind of milky and kind of glazed over. That's what the Imperious Curse looks like. So he said that he was under the Imperious Curse. So he got out of going to Azkaban. And he also bribed. He had this campaign of like bribing and blackmail and flattery to win his freedom. And his biggest thing was, from all my research, was to keep his social standing. He didn't want to tarnish the Malfoy family name. They
Hmm.
had a glorious, glorious family name, and he did not want that to be turned. Don't choke on your drink. I'm sorry.
Thank
Had to
you.
throw that in there. I saw it. You're welcome. Um, no, I remember when Malfoy like first Draco Malfoy first introduced himself to Harry, and he was pretty put off that Harry like ended up wanting to be friends with Ron. And it actually said that Lucius told him like basically like don't make a big deal about it. Like, we have to worry about our family name. Like, don't sit there and like saying mean and nasty things about Harry. Like, he was always really like hyper focused on like keeping the reputation up,
Okay.
keeping the family name up. But he actually was hoping that the reason why Harry defeated Voldemort is because Harry was actually a dark wizard. So he was actually thinking that, if he could get into Harry's good graces, that he could have a second chance of like world domination, I guess.
Okay.
Getting, the purebloods taking over and, becoming the dominant world power.
Mm.
Oh, contraire. Oh, contraire. Um, so anyways, long story short, he didn't want Draco to be like openly hostile towards Harry. Um, Something that I didn't know. So you remember in the second movie where you ended up finding out that Lucius Malfoy was the one that slipped Tom Riddle's diary into Jenny's bag.
Right.
Well, the reason behind it was Arthur Weasley um, started conducting these raids under the Muggle Protection Act, so MPA, was
Mm-hmm.
trying to gather all of these like dark and illegally chanted objects. And of course, Malfoy, having a lot of wealth, he had a lot of these things. So he quickly started trying to sell them off. And one of the places that he went to was Borgin and Burke's, and that's where they were at buying their books and cauldrons and all sorts of like, school stuff that you would need. It's like Target, not Walmart, because they had good quality stuff there. Just saying.
Wow. Not that great value.
Shots fired.
Got it.
No, not that great value. They had the up and up, they had the up and up stuff there. I'm just saying. So, this is where he slipped that diary into Ginny's bag, and the reason was because of Arthur Weasley and the things that he was doing under the Muggle Protection Act. So it's kind of like a dig at him, trying to kind of get him back. So fast forward, Voldemort returns. I know I'm kind of jumping quite ahead in time, but this is where you see that he starts serving as the Death Eater again, but you can automatically feel like things are not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and after Lucius is actually imprisoned after fighting in the Ministry of Magic, if you guys remember from the Order of the Phoenix, I think is where this happens. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because 4 is
Sure.
a Goblet of Fire, then 5 is when the Order of the Phoenix, where they're going after the prophecy. So you
Mm.
see that Lucius is actually imprisoned after this, and the next time that we see him, um, he looks so different. He's not using his purple shampoo, so his hair's looking a little yellow. His eyes are looking a little sunken. He's looking kind of gray and everything. He's not using,
Mm-hmm.
his night cream anymore. And quite possibly, like, he's being very tortured by the Dementors. Because I think that's one of the things that I don't think they said a lot about Azkaban. Sorry, is that
You're okay.
the Dementors do, they go after you while you're in the prison. They torture you. I'm sure they're coming by just being like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" They're just like, like, sucking off some of your life force, and you're like, "No, stop! I don't have any chocolate.
Girl, you're
Go
freezing.
away." Sorry,
Oh my god.
it happens. Anyways, moving on. Um, so uh, Voldemort broke them out not too long after. I'm not even sure if they were in there a year. And when Malfoy was not able to kill Dumbledore, I think is where their downhill slide kind of like declined even faster because he started treating them badly.
Mhm.
Um, he started mistreating them. He even like told Lucius like, "Hey, give me your wand," which he ended up like having destroyed. And he
Yeah.
just didn't hold them in a lot of like high regard, which actually played into Dumbledore's plans because Snape killed him. He was kind of like a co-captain, if you will, with Bellatrix being in command.
Mhm.
He earned that honor because he actually killed Dumbledore. So,
Yep.
and
To
then,
prove his alliance.
right, which Dumbledore is right. If you kill me, then you save Draco, but you kind of move up, kind of higher in the echelons there.
You save more than
Um,
just one life.
exactly, exactly, yeah. So, and then at the very end, you see them during the Battle of Hogwarts, and you see that Lucius and Narcissa are way more concerned with Draco's safety than anything that Voldemort like had planned or now or in the future.
Mhm.
And they ended up having their crimes forgiven for two reasons. One, because Narcissa lied, right? She knew Harry was alive.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I don't care how
Yeah,
many times I
Draco.
watched that
You
scene.
knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knew that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like she knew Harry was alive and she just kind of leans in and says, "Is he alive?" And when Harry kind of nods, which I don't care how many times I've seen that scene, it still gives me chills. I'm just like, "Oh." And
Yep.
then that saves Harry. Gives him time
Yeah.
to rally, right? Time to rally with his friends and everything. And then the other thing that saves them from being imprisoned and basically forgiven of their crimes is that they left. As soon as they got Draco, Lucius and Draco and Narcissa, they left.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's my final villain. I want
Super
to
well
go
done.
over. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you guys aren't tracking the scene that Jen is talking about, where she leans over to ask Harry, "Is he alive?" That's in the Deathly Hallows Part Two. This is the scene where like Voldemort kills Harry, but kills the Horcrux side of him. And she's like, "Oh, yep, he's dead," because Voldemort had her go over to see if that he was actually like dead or alive. Um, and
Which
that's
we
the scene that we're
know
talking about.
from Zombieland. If you're not sure, you should always double tap. I'm sure that's rule number 2. Double tap.
Because rule number one is don't talk about Fight Club.
Exactly. Number 2, double tap.
There you go. All right. So to close out our show, we're going to do our final shots and thoughts of the night.
What?
Yes. So to go into our closer, we had a lot of love over Harry Potter doing the heroes and villains. That drum roll, please. Thank
Somebody else do it. I suck. Okay.
you. We're actually going to be doing a Harry Potter encore in December. So in this episode, we actually had Mac, aka Willie McCoy. He wanted to discuss the different schools because Hogwarts is not the only school, as we saw in number 4, the Goblet of Fire.
Mhm.
So we are going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking a little bit about some theories. So, like, yes, AD, the stuff that we said, we'll talk about it later. That's actually going to roll into our next episode. So, December. I can't remember exactly what date it is off the top of my head. Was it the 18th? I don't know. I'll get back to you
I
on
look
that. Okay,
16.
cool. It's the 16th. Thank you.
16th,
So
yes.
December 16th, we will be putting out all of our information out on that. And yes, McCoy, you had a very large part in having us
You
redo this.
did.
Also, we just love Harry Potter and we have to talk about it some more.
Yes, we
So
do.
we will be doing a Harry Potter Encore episode in December to head off right into the holidays because, as many of you may or may not know, Harry Potter is a Christmas movie. So,
What?
that being said, we are so thankful for everybody over in the Dat Feelin' Network. As you can see, like our intro and our outro, soon you'll see that we have incorporated their logo into um, our stuff just because we are so thankful of everything that they have done for us. Harry Potter Marathon for the holidays. Oh,
Heck
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Harry Potter is a Christmas movie, as we have so alluded.
Absolutely.
There's, yes, I mean, like if you want to go watch the first one again, they literally have the snow, the Christmas tree where they get the invisibility cloak. But anyway, so we're gonna be we're going to be talking about some more Harry Potter in December, and so much love for the Dat Feeling Network. If you guys haven't heard any of their stuff, they do have a page on Facebook where we have all of the link trees of the other awesome shows that we have out there. So please check them out. When this comes out onto all of the platforms of Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, all the things, please give it a listen, give us a like, maybe a subscribe if you so desire, and then shoot us a comment. Like, let us know what you want. And then also we have the Queens of Nerdom Facebook now out.
Heck yeah.
So that is really where you can get in contact with me and Jen. So please, or Jen and I is the more grammatically correct. Sorry.
Meh.
So check it out. Subscribe to our YouTube is also very like it has clips of all of the different shows out there as well. So give us a look. You'll find there's something out there for everybody. And of course, as always, a shout out to Gigi, our superstar, our logo maker, who is continuously working hard with us. And we're getting out that merch for you guys now that it's getting colder out for many people. I was in Florida and it was cold and raining, and I was like, I want a beanie. We have those now. So
Get a beanie.
we have sweaters,
Absolutely.
we have beanies, you name it, we got it. And if we don't have it, let us know what you want so we can get it to you. But anyway, with that being said, Jen, do you have anything for the final shots and thoughts before I play this glorious outro?
No, I'm just super stoked about the Harry Potter Encore, as I'm lovingly calling it. We'll go over some more things. Hopefully you guys dig it. And yes, hopefully you guys like that. And then what we have coming up in the next year, changing things up a little bit. So hopefully you guys like it.
We have
Let's see.
plans.
We have plans, master plans.
So thank you for trusting the process and trusting us to get you the things that we love and nerd out about. And we can't wait to continue to work with you guys. However, AD, I do not think we have jammies. I might look into that. So
can
I'll
fix
get
that.
back to you. So with that being said, here's our outro.
Bye.